If you're a personal chef, a caterer, or a meal prep pro, you know what it's like to pour your absolute heart and soul into your food. But what happens when that passion just isn't paying the bills? Today, we're diving into a blueprint to turn that passion into real, actual profit. It's a system built for foodpreneurs like you who are just tired of getting by. Does this sound familiar? I mean, really familiar? You've just wrapped up a massive catering event or a huge week of meal preps. You are bone tired. Your clients are raving. But then you look at your bank account and you just think, where did all the money go? That feeling right there, that's the exact struggle we are tackling today.
So let's get into the solution. The ideas we're going to walk through today are from the Profit in the Kitchen system. Think of it as a clear, step-by-step method to help you finally stop guessing and start pricing with total confidence.
Okay, the first and probably most important shift we need to make is understanding what the real problem is. You might think you just need to work more, or work faster, or just hustle harder. But the issue? It's almost never about your effort.
And here it is side by side. On the left, that's the hustle problem, that feeling that you just need to grind more to get ahead. But the real issue on the right is a pricing problem. It's about completely missing costs, sending out quotes on a prayer, and literally just leaving your hard-earned cash on the table for someone else.
So how exactly does all that money just disappear? Well, it usually comes down to these four culprits right here. Forgetting to bill for your business insurance, or the cost of the foil and the gloves. Massively underestimating how much time a job really takes. And the big one, treating profit like it's some kind of nice surprise, instead of a non-negotiable part of every single price.
All right, so how do we fix this? We need a system, a checklist, something that gives you a rock-solid foundation for every single quote you send out every single time. And here it is, the 5 pillars of a profitable price. You've got your food costs, that's the obvious one, then your supplies for that specific job, next up is your labor, then your overhead for the whole business, and finally your profit margin. And the rule is so simple. If one of these isn't in your quote, you can bet it's coming directly out of your pocket. Now, let's be honest. Most people get the food and supply costs right. That part's easy. Where the whole system breaks down is with overhead and profit. So let's really dig into how you calculate these on purpose so you're building profit in from the very start. Listen up, because this is probably the most important slide in this whole thing. Your labor cost? That's the hourly wage you pay yourself for doing the actual work. The chopping, the cooking, the delivering. Profit is totally 100% separate. That's the money the business earns to grow, to buy new equipment, to handle surprises. It is not your paycheck. But how do I calculate overhead? Great question. This table gives you an amazing starting point. If you're just starting out at home, yeah, you might be down in that 10–12% range. But for most of you with growing businesses, maybe using a commercial kitchen, that 15–18% is the sweet spot. That's what makes sure your rent, your software, your insurance, all that stuff gets covered.
And what about profit? Same logic here. This is not a random number you just pull out of a hat. A standard, healthy goal for a business that's going to last is between 25 and 30%. And remember, this percentage gets added after all your other costs are covered. It's your reward for taking the risk of being a business owner.
Okay, we've nailed down overhead and profit. But now we have to talk about the #1 place where foodpreneurs lose their shirts, underestimating labor. And it all comes down to one really simple but super powerful concept. Person hours. It's not just about the hours you work. It is the grand total of hours that every single person involved in the job puts in, all added up together. Forgetting this is a massive, and I mean massive, and very common mistake.
And this example just illustrates the trap perfectly. Look at this catering event. You, the chef, you worked 10 hours. It is so easy to stop right there. But you had 2 helpers. They worked another 8 and 6 hours. So your true labor cost isn't $300, it's $580. You see, you didn't work 10 hours on this job. The job took 24 person-hours to get done.
24. That's the number, the real number you have to build your quote on. If you'd only quoted for your 10 hours, you would have paid that extra $280 for your helpers directly out of your own pocket, which probably would have wiped out your entire profit. So you can start to see how having a system for all of this, the checklist, the percentages, the person hours, is what moves you from sending a quote with your fingers crossed and just hoping for the best to knowing your numbers are solid. Okay, let's make this real for you, right now. Think about the last big job you did. Seriously, did you account for your overhead? Did you add a specific percentage for profit? Or did you just kind of hope something would be left over? And be honest, did you calculate the total person hours for everyone involved? If you answered no to any of these, well, you now know exactly where your money went.
And we're going to end on this one. This is so crucial. Your labor is your wage as an employee of your own company. Your profit is your return as the owner. And if you are not building in profit, you haven't built a business. You've just created a really demanding job for yourself. So the question is, which one are you building?